topic, ladies and gentlemen. It is staying relevant and how exhausting it truly is.
Yep. On many different levels. Not just like growing older, but obviously in this marketing world it's a little bit hectic.
Staying relevant online, staying relevant as in like staying woke, if you will. So I have no idea what you want to talk about for ageism.
Okay.
Let's go.
I know it. So like I remember being in bed one day, like literally about to go to sleep with Logan, and I had this thought that like one day me and you are gonna be 40 years old. Lovely. And I'm like, wow, I hope I'm like still relevant. Like we're still relevant in the sense of like marketing and like knowing trends.
But also like that's the thing is like who's to say what's relevant? Who's to say that you're not where I am? Or like
but there's
a construct.
It is a construct, but like marketing you need to be on top of the construct.
You look like you're supposed to know what you're doing because you're young and you should be on social media, whatever, etc., which is exhausting because you're like, I have to keep up with every single trend and idea. Meanwhile, building your own ideas, like everything turns into this big old pile, and you're like, I'm just not gonna do anything.
Yeah, it's just a little more difficult nowadays because I feel like everyone has like this obsession with like success and being youthful and young. Like no, it's no longer really seen as like the longer you've lived, like the wiser you are and like the more knowledge you have. It's like become the opposite where like literally the youth has a lot more power.
So like maybe it'd be easier to stay relevant if we all just listened
to each other.
Yeah.
Or took like advantage of like what one and the other has. But yeah, ageism. That's the thought that I had in bed. And I was like
40.
I was genuinely scared.
Maybe we just won't be in marketing anymore at 40.
I hope not. I mean, maybe not like marketing necessarily. Like I just hope like at that point I'm a mentor of some sort.
So I think for me when we brought up this topic, my initial thought was like being online and how the pressures of being online and staying relevant and like on top of everything, whether it's because like you're an influencer and you need to stay on top of TikTok trends or whatever it is, or like just being a normal human being who's trying to understand like what's right versus wrong in the world, and you're getting that information via social media or like news at this point, I guess. Staying relevant online is really
like facets to that. Like there's like you said, there's obviously like the trendy stuff that is hard already to take advantage of and like stay relevant to. But yeah, I think more than anything that anyone can like relate to is the fact that nobody really watches the news anymore, and for good reasons. But it's really hard to get really good information or like truthful information, non-biased information online anywhere. There's just like a lot of research being done, and we can't necessarily know whether or not it's like true research because everyone has
fact checkers,
which fact checkers themselves are not real fact checkers. They're just agencies being paid. So it's just a literal cycle that just like never ends of like anxiety of like not knowing the truth of what's going on. Yeah. But also like feeling the pressure to like post about everything relevant today, which could be like, for example, right now the fires are going on. Staying on top of the fact that like how this has affected climate change, or how climate change is like the source for all of this shit that's happening, and just knowing like the truth behind that.
And then it's like, oh, and then you focus on one thing, and then people are like, well, why you stop talking about this thing, or why did you not research this thing?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's like, why are you talking about this anymore? Yeah. And then it seems like there's this pressure, like this standard that everyone needs to have now on social media, where you need to be caring about everything and posting about everything and knowing about everything, which it's impossible. It's literally impossible. Obviously, like, we're very passionate about almost all of these topics that are like currently relevant, but it's really, really difficult to know every single thing that's happening unless you're sitting there on your phone the entire day for like ever.
And then you just are drained.
And then you're drained and anxious because the world is obviously not perfect, but it's not.
2020 is
It's not. 2020 is something else, honestly.
Literally.
But like, you can't sit there and consume all. I mean, I know that like obviously we should know about the horrors of like all the systematic shit that's going on, but it's also very damaging to everyone if like
all we did was talk about the bad things when we can't change them ourselves, or we don't necessarily know how. Like if you're looking up like things you can do do that. But don't do it every single day, all day, because one, you're not going to get anything done, and then you're not going to have a job, and then you're not going to have money, and you need freaking money to survive in this world. So, like, literally everything just all stacks up against you.
I just feel like I can sit there for hours and learn about so much, and then turn around and be like, how did I know any of that was true?
And, like, what do I do now?
Yeah, like, I go back to thinking about how a lot of people in my life / people, like, that I know of have been asked, like, where do you get this information? And it's kind of concerning because you genuinely don't know, because it's Instagram or it's, like, Twitter, and you're reading articles from different websites that you don't even know are factual. A lot of it is, like, opinion based. Like, obviously there's a lot that I believe in, like climate change and obviously, like, the BLM movement and all that. But, like, when people ask me about facts, I, like, not that I don't necessarily, this isn't all the time, but, like, there's certain situations where, like, I don't know how to back my information up, and it's kind of like, like, where did I get that from, you know? And it's just because I'm literally overfilled with information, and
you don't know what was that story.
I don't know what was true, what was not, and it's a fucking vicious cycle.
And then it's like, well, if it's not true, then what the hell am I doing?
Like, then what am I talking
then
about?
You just sink into this whole, like, who am I? What do I believe in? And then you're like, I got nothing done today.
Another, like, more lighthearted part of that is, like, for example, like, us wanting to start TikTok. We don't even know what trends to currently do, because we don't know what's, I mean, obviously there's, like, websites and shit that show you what's currently, like, trending and what's going to trend. But at the same time, it's just, like, every day is fucking new shit, new information that you gotta learn all over again.
Staying up to date on trends, I would say it's almost like, okay, Instagram's like a catch-all, you know? Like, now it has Reels, which is basically TikTok, and they did that with Stories for Snapchat. Literally. And it's almost, I mean, like, I love Instagram. It's, like, amazing.
It's scary, though.
But it's also just really, like, I feel like that's my main source of stress when I get on my phone, because one, I'm like, I need to be posting on my account, Glowgetter's account, and I just, like, sit there, like, and then I'm, like, getting inspired by all these people, but then I'm like, all these people are doing things and I'm not, and then I'm like, oh, God, like, it just is this cycle, and then it's like people are posting on their stories things that are going on in the world, and I'm like, oh my God, now there's that factor, and then there's gonna be reels, and like, oh, things are funny on here too now, and it's like
you almost have to be everything. You have to be serious and knowledgeable and intellectual, also a fact checker. You have to be funny and entertaining. You have to be aesthetically pleasing. You have to be creative, business savvy. Like, you have to be all of the above in order to seem or be successful. Being myself is exhausting.
Being me online is really hard, okay?
I just, like, honestly, I'm interested in too much, and, like, all of it seems so fucking fun to do, but then, like, when it comes down to it, I'm like, this is over for me.
I don't have the time or the resources.
It's fucking exhausting.
I think I've been, like, I don't know.
I think I've been overwhelmed about it, like, in the last month or so.
I was gonna say I have, and I was like, but I think you are too.
Yeah.
Literally for the past month, it's just been pure chaos. Which, like, you would think all of 2020 we'd feel this way, but I think now it's just, like, finally.
It's sinking in real hard.
But 2020. What's that song?
That's it.
I feel like the topic is just so exhausting in itself that we're like, I can't even speak on it more. Just, like, you get the gist. We're basically coming on to say,
I'm fucking tired.
Period.
Tired.
Duh. And we hope you guys can relate, or, like, maybe you just get a window into our eyes and what it's like to be on social media all the time, like, physically
it's, like,
on social media all the time.
All we do, because it's our job.
Yeah.
To stay on top of that shit.
Which, like, it's fun. Like, a lot of fun. Like, when we were thinking of TikToks to make earlier, that was, like, that's work, but it was, like, fun. But then we pick them, and then we're like, okay. Now we have to do them. Now I'm stressed. What if it? Oh my God! Like, what if? But blessed. Am I right?
Too blessed to be stressed.
Way too blessed. The other thing I was gonna say, it's not just Instagram. It's like you gotta be relevant on every single platform. Like,
totally.
Us as consultants, it's like, okay, you gotta stay relevant on every platform. As in brands. Think about brands. What freaking platform do brands want to be on, and how to stay competitive? Where I was going with that is, like, as consultants, we have to be on every platform ourselves. We're on Pinterest. We're on Instagram.
We're on YouTube.
We have podcasts on like every
Twitter
platform.
We're not using it.
We're on social media. I think a lot of people who are trying to have a presence on social media, the algorithm truly plays a factor. I saw a tweet today actually, and it said, can we all just like come to terms with the fact that Instagram's only for celebrities and macro influencers because of the algorithm?
Truly.
Here we go. Here we face it. Because it's like you literally don't see anybody that's your friends or like smaller accounts, because it's like the first people they want to show you are the most popular already, and that you engage with the most, which it's like you engage with them the most because they show you them the most.
I always wonder what people's Instagrams look like when they don't follow any celebrities or influencers, which I'm like, I don't know if that exists really, but
yeah,
I wonder what that looks like. And I'm assuming it's really fucking wholesome and not anxious. You're not anxious at all about anything. I remember when like I first downloaded Instagram.
Oh, so wholesome.
It was so wholesome. I just followed everyone in my high school. Like not
quick
everyone.
pics.
But like I literally remember posting a photo of my fucking first pair of Doc Martens. I was like, look at my new shoes. Like, look at me go.
One of my first pics is of the moon through a telescope. And everyone said, whoa, your phone zooms so legit. And I was like,
y'all dumb.
I was like, guys, there's a telescope. But also, yeah, like, everything was just so free. Like, I would post whatever. I didn't care how many likes I got. Your girl got, like, 3. Not even all my friends liked it.
I feel like not even that I didn't care how many people... Like, I obviously did care how many people saw it or liked it. But it wasn't like I was reaching a number. It was more like, oh, this person liked it. I think they're cool at school. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I feel that. Honestly, I don't know if I looked at likes. I just posted things.
Go
but I didn't post a lot.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just felt free. Much freer than it is now. Now it's like, did you get the right angle? Is the quality good enough? Should I edit it like this? Should I...
Is this artsy enough? Like, is this creative enough?
Does it match my feed?
I feel like engagement is, like, obviously what's most important, and unfortunately, those people with, like, huge followings get dumbass engagement that say, like, follow for follow, or just post random fucking emojis.
Because those people want engagement.
Because they want engagement, but you're giving them engagement.
You're just making them bigger.
You're making them bigger. I think people just need to go back to, like, the way that Instagram used to run, where, like, you would literally comment on your friends' photos. And...
Because even your friends don't comment on stuff anymore, because it's like, oh, they already know. Like, yeah, or whatever. That was a cool pic, I guess. And now it's just, like, expected of people to, like, have high-quality photos and, like, post the best stuff. Because if you don't, it's like...
I just always wonder, like, what's the next thing? Like, how are we going to elevate Instagram photos or, like, Instagram etiquette to the next level? Because there's literally an etiquette to it now. Like,
yeah,
there's no longer just, like, fucking post whatever you want. I mean, there is. Obviously, you are more than welcome to fucking do what you please on there, but...
It's just, like, even then, like, celebrities, it's, like, even regular people, you have fake accounts, like your Finsta or whatever, and that's what you post your actual real raw stuff, or you have, like, a film/disposable account, and that's only for those type of pictures. So it's, like, such a creative, like, artsy place that you kind of have to, like, dissect each of your, like, parts of yourself to different accounts, which is weird.
Sometimes I'm scared, because I genuinely have and had a huge passion for social media in its genuinest form, but I feel like I'm scared that, like, as we continue to do this, that, like, I'm gonna get tired of wanting to be so relevant all the time, or, like, wanting to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
But, like, that's in any fucking job that you, like, any industry that works this way, like, it's just exhausting.
I mean, yeah, I feel like you would get that in any job, but I think it comes down to, like, how you view your job and, like, how you look at it. Because, like, for us, I would say that we generally pitch campaigns and ideas that are very authentic and true to their brand, like our client's brand, and then also our brand.
Yeah.
Like, we're not out here pitching, like, no offense, but, like, Fashion Nova type of ads and stuff where it's all just very fake and filtered.
I don't think anybody would be offended by that. We'll talk about that later, but the relevancy of, like, body types and fucking what you're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
With filler and big ass lips now, we're like...
That's another
it's
facet
literally,
that makes you want to die.
Instagram is seeping into every aspect of everybody's life now. If you have Instagram,
delete it.
You're just you're probably being brainwashed. But
just to put things...
Welcome to the party!
Authenticity. I feel like everything's come
to fucking...
like, all together.
I think that for anyone who's, like, looking to stay, like, knowing how to stay relevant, just be authentic to yourself. And I feel like that's the cheesiest shit you can say, but truly, like, people enjoy genuine ideas and genuine people and genuine, like, conversations. So in general, like, obviously you can still stay with the trends or whatever and follow things like that,
but do it your way.
Do it your way. Or even if, like, you don't think you have a certain way, like, just do it to your best ability. Like, that's it. See, I have, like, this huge, like, dilemma in my own personal head where, like, I look at all these Instagram influencers and I'm like, their life looks great. I obviously would not be mad if my life looked like that. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I feel like I would have to be disingenuous to myself, and, like, I wouldn't be happy. Like,
I have this theory: if you post less, but your followers like every single post and engage on every single post, you still come up.
I feel like that's true. I don't think that's a theory. I think that's generally true. Not to say that, like, I have the hugest following or anything, because I don't, but, like, I feel like whenever I did post and if I got a lot of engagement, I feel like I got, like, in the beginning, I got, like, a lot of engagement when I first posted. Later, like, I feel like I got a lot more likes and a lot more people talking or, like, sharing or even, like, saving my photo. But anyway.
I don't like when people send it. I'm like,
who are you sending that shit to?
Like, what are you trying to say? Say it to my face? Put it in
you
the
think they're
comments.
sending it to someone else and they're like, hee, look at this bitch. I don't know, but I feel like that's true. Like, if you just have genuine people who enjoy your content or enjoy you as a person, and they, like, love you. Yeah.
So, like,
also, like, why the fuck do we want to be so high on the algorithm? Because of what? Success? It's like, when this is your job, you know you're good at it, but
no one's validating
like
you.
No one's validating you.
My love language is words of affirmation, and that shit just ain't popping off.
Mine's acts of service, but, like, do something for me. Go like my pic.
Hire me, like my pic.
Hire my shit.
Do something.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just think Instagram is creating, like, a bunch of little narcissists. Like, everyone thinks that they're so important when they're really not. Like,
yes.
Easily. Like, can we all fucking realize there were nobodies, including the people who are currently famous? Like, you're literally a nobody. No one gives a shit, really.
Everyone just wants to.
I miss the days when everyone was a nobody.
Like, even celebrities, too. Imagine that. It's like, oh, now I gotta get on TikTok?
Listen, people who've done it really well, that we're gonna talk about later. The Kardashians have done an amazing job of staying relevant.
That's a whole other conversation. We're not getting into it.
But, like,
Tyga? Let's talk about something we're not talking about. The thing. Tyga's doing great on TikTok.
He's doing great. Every time I see his videos, I'm literally smiling.
Back to us.
Back to me.
I'm stressed. We're stressed. We're tired. But we're not giving up. We just want to know how miserable everyone else is. Do you think this is, like, unique experience for our age group, or people who are on social media and, like do you think it's an experience for everyone? Like, everyone who has an Instagram.
I genuinely think it's our generation, our age group, or our generation in general.
Yeah.
And the generation under us that are currently going through, like, a crisis of sorts. Because I feel like, for example, our brothers and sisters, like, I feel like they grew up in the beginnings of social media with, like, MySpace and Facebook. Their version of like, Instagram, their version of social media was literally just about, like, social communication. Like, the people you know, you talk to them, and creating, like, an online group of these people and connecting and finding other people that are like you, versus now it's about how can you become a business? How can
you one-up the other people?
Yeah, it's all about, like, the next thing, and it's, like, really...
That's the point. The next thing.
What's the next thing? I don't fucking know. Like, I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I don't want to think about the next thing.
I think it is generational, and then it's just amplified because of our career.
But then you think about it into the further perspective, like, everyone is on top of something, like some type of trend or something that's going on. Like, no one I know is, like, completely oblivious to, like, any, like...
I mean, it's... Social media is everything. Like, even if you don't do marketing or own a brand, let's say you're really passionate about environmental issues. You're probably going to use social media as your thing, as your outreach.
It's just like the new way of communicating. Before, it was like newspaper and TV. Whether or not it was for like entertainment, or if it was for a brand, or whether it was for yourself, like you literally had to write in an ad. And now it's like, where do you reach the most people the fastest? It's just like efficiency. Efficiency and like the next big thing are like the topic of relevancy. It's just like, you need to know what's coming next without anyone else knowing, so that you're like the first person to do it. Slash also, I'm fucking brain dead already. Like, I'm just already tired of fucking thinking.
Yeah, I think it's just like an overwhelming topic.
So this segment's gonna be pretty short. This felt like a therapy session for us. We're genuinely very exhausted with the climate of the world in all of its glory.
Yeah. I still don't feel better necessarily.
I don't either, but
maybe with Glowing Hour, it'll be lighthearted and we can just breathe. Because honestly, whether it's like us having serious topics for even this, it's like, oh my god. You know? Like,
yeah.
Which was a serious topic, but it was also just us venting about our feelings. And we didn't really have, like...
a script of sorts.
Yeah. So...
Hard points to talk about, but hope you enjoyed this part.
Yeah.
Let us know if you can relate to anything we said. Know that you are not alone. And this world is fucking crazy, and it's literally getting worse by the minute. 2020, I just want to say, genuinely, go fuck yourself. I'm done. See it when I'm drunk.
So now we're going to head into Glowing Hour, where we're going to just dissect the Kardashians.
Yep.
Because their show is ending, and we figured, what a topic. Relevancy, the Kardashians, them ending the show, like, we're going to get into it. So, stay tuned.
Hi guys, welcome back to a Glowing Hour. I feel like I'm mourning for some reason.
Still mentally exhausted, but...
Just now we're gonna get drunk and be mentally exhausted.
And then watch maybe like 17 again.
Today we're having Cutwater, which we've posted to them before.
No, but we have content that we're gonna post.
We have content that we posted that we're gonna post with them. Not sponsored. Not
But hit us up, Cutwater.
We love you. We honestly drink you all the time.
12%.
I'm like in places we shouldn't, aka the beach.
These are 12.5% alcohol.
We have the lime flavored tequila margarita versions of them. They do have like Paloma. They have.
But those are only
sodas.
7%.
Yeah, these are the ones that are
the strongest.
Oh,
look at this. There's facts in the back. 2 shots of Cutwater tequila. The margarita is a San Diego favorite, featuring a bold tequila aroma with bright notes of lime and a splash of orange, refreshing and balanced. I agree.
Yeah, your margaritas need to have an orange liqueur. Absolutely in it.
So yeah, highly recommend these. Great for the beach. And 12% alcohol. I can't say it again.
I can't say enough. We're talking about the Kardashians. R.I.P. to the 14 seasons of Keeping Up with Kardashians.
Girl, it's like 19.
It's 14.
What? No.
No, it's 20 seasons, 14 years. My bad. It's a fucking long time to be on TV. Especially as a reality TV show. I feel like it's never been done before with reality TV.
So I think we have differing, maybe not 100% differing, but like different perspectives, I'll say, on the Kardashians.
What do you mean by that?
But I think
I love them?
No. I just think, no. See, like, I agree with what your perspective is, but it's because you brought it to me. This wasn't my initial perspective.
Got it.
You know what I mean? I think that they, how do I say this? Like, worked really well with what they had. You know, like, they made something out of what opportunities they had, which is, like, all you can do. So, like, respect.
Yeah.
That was just that's my initial, like, that's how I feel about Kardashians. I know a lot of people hate them.
They're very controversial for sure.
Yeah, some people love them.
Yeah, I think, like I said, they're very controversial and for great reasons. I mean, you know, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. But I think that a lot of people look at it from like a very like face value situation where they don't read too much into like these people as a business or these people as like a brand, which by all means, like to the normal eye, to the normal person who isn't like obsessed with social media or with like marketing and shit like that,
yeah,
they could be very annoying to look at and very annoying to like hear about because, you know, they're very wealthy people and started very wealthy. There was no like rags to riches story. It was just like rich people doing rich things all over again, you know, and getting famous for it and getting richer. So I understand, but I think that there's like a whole powerhouse in this fucking. They've created like a little empire of sorts, just through literally marketing itself, which is super. Kim, I feel like has always like had this like mentality that she was gonna be famous. She saw herself like being a celebrity but like didn't really know how. But she was rich enough to be like part of like the whole scene. Kim, instead, like before she was an influencer or like a celebrity, she used to organize closets. So like from that, I feel like she took like a business savvy like move for herself, and
yeah,
you know, like that it just started from there, and that happened, and then you know the whole sex tape leaked. Like, do you think like Chris
or somebody
orchestrated that? I mean, I think what happened was she genuinely was on drugs. She was on ecstasy, I believe, when she had sex on that sex tape. And they were just fucking and like whatever. Ray J had the sex tape, and back in the day, shit leaked all the time. Like it was just a normal thing, you know? It was big news, and like who was it? Kim Kardashian, this girl who's like been seen on the scene, but not necessarily like a big star. This is where I find it super fucking go for you. Like instead of making the situation where like fuck my sex tape leaked, I am gonna hide myself from the world. She's like fuck it, I'm gonna be on reality TV. We're about to be the most loved and hated family in the world. They're admired for the fact that they've changed literally social constructs. Like before, the big thing was model, like anorexia, skinny. And I mean, it's, to this day, people go like skinny, like or whatever. But genuinely, like we went from very unachievable bodies to new unachievable bodies, I guess. And she like inspired a whole new generation of like what a body type should look like of sorts, you know?
Which isn't necessarily good or bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The fact that a body like Kim's has made it into like fashion houses and being sought after by fashion houses, she literally changed the game in fashion because girls like her would have never been in one of those dresses, you know? She made it very normal for people like her, or even like reality TV stars. Let's also say that, like, reality TV stars were now important. They were seen as influential.
The biggest one who took like celebrities being only actors and actresses who you knew nothing about other than their characters and what was in tabloids to someone following a reality TV show, which is only as real as they make it.
Yeah.
But like to people it felt more real, and then now we're at the next level, which is like Instagram influencers, YouTubers, where it's like it feels even more real because it's them creating their content, but it's still curated. Like no matter what you do, people putting out content, it's curated.
Yeah.
So it's like she started opening people's eyes to what it could be like to be more closer, to more relatable.
I feel like she made it more obtainable to become a star or to become relevant or to become someone influential based off of the fact that like she's one of the first like reality TV stars that would have like sponsorships or featured in things like Playboy. Like no one really cared about reality TV stars like that back in the day, and
which
now I feel like it's the opposite. Yeah, like actors and actresses have to stick to like the trendy influencer type of vibe.
I think they took the whole body thing too far. I think that's what rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
For sure.
But then I remember there's one episode that stuck with me is that because like they're Armenian, so like Armenians typically have like a lot of hair, like that's normal. But I remember there's one episode where Kim was like, I literally need to rip all of my hair off, like whatever, you know. And, like, for me, 12 years old, I'm like, I'm Mexican. Like, Mexicans also have...
Girl, I got a hairy-ass back. Yeah, I felt the same way.
And it's just like, oh, like, okay. And then it's like, oh, now they have fake giant butts and fake ridiculous, like, hips and, like, boob jobs, lip fillers, Botox. And it's like at the age of 18, I already feel like I'm behind or something.
Oh, totally. You feel like you didn't grow enough of anything. And you're like, I still feel that way. I feel like I'm 23. We're both 23.
Yeah.
And I feel like I look like a fucking child compared to these women who have, like, unrealistic features. And I say unrealistic in the sense that, like,
is probably
for their ethnicity natural. And their, like, who they are, it's not natural. I feel like, obviously, we can talk about, like, blackfishing and all of that, but I feel like they're taking on features that don't necessarily align with their ethnicity or
they're just in
their
body shape. Like, they're already physically already given to them, and then they add hips that are, like, just not realistic.
Yeah. And this is where, like, the negative side of, like, what the influence that they've done.
It's she's taken them.
Yeah.
Because it takes somebody to accept it, but, like,
society has allowed them, or
their what
Kim,
they represent.
I'm gonna say Kim, because I feel like Kim was the one who started the ideal body shape.
Chloe followed hard, which I'm not saying she didn't work out.
Who did? Kylie.
Okay, but she was also our age when I'm talking about all this stuff that was influenced her. She's the same age. Like, she felt insecure because she's under public eye. She's on a reality TV show. Like, I don't blame her. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I could see how the pressures of being under scrutiny always brings out your insecurities. Girl, if I was average, I would have had a nose job at 15. Maybe.
Facts. I don't know.
Maybe not, but, like, I would have loved to.
I know, like, again, like, with the grain of salt, everything, literally, because, like, I feel like the pressures are different when you're in the situation. Mm-hmm. I feel like if I was even friends with him, I'd feel pressured to look like them.
Paparazzi, man.
Yeah, like, you wouldn't want to be standing next to them looking
like myself, which is unfortunate.
Looking like this.
Looking like me.
Like little old me or whatever, but yeah, like, it's fucking...
That's the one thing that I really dislike about them. I do not like that, because it's just wrong. It's wrong that they lie about it. They say that they didn't get things done. Or the photoshopping.
That's a big thing for you, huh? I mean,
I do not Photoshop anything I post, which I'm not saying it's bad if you do, but it's unrealistic when you do crazy stuff. Like, you slim your entire jawline to look like snatched, when in reality you have, like, a square jaw. Or, like, whatever. I don't know. I just feel like it has a lot to do with it. Then it affects your mental health. Because then you look in the mirror and that's not what you see. And then I'm sure... Like, as a celebrity, it's like, you're gonna get seen by people, so why would you want to put out this on social media and then in real life look like you're just asking to... Which also, I know paparazzi also doctors stuff so that they get a better story or whatever. But, come on. We know some of that. There's a truth in between, and it's still a little messy, okay?
Yeah. I mean, listen,
I know you're not...
I am not anti, like, Facetune, anti-Photoshop. Now, it's like social media has created the forefront of what you're supposed to look like. So, like, if someone's editing you differently and you don't look like that on your social media, then it's fucking nuts, you know? But back in the day, models who were just, like, on catalogs, you didn't even probably know who they were. And that's fine. Like, I wouldn't have cared if they edited me back in the day, because it's like, whatever. It's just a job. I got paid at the end of the day. But now it's like your reputation, so it's a lot different, and it fucking sucks.
It's crazy. Like, this girl over here loves those before and after pages, like...
Oh my god, like Celeb Face.
Yeah, or... like Celeb... See, sure, I don't know the names. Like, the other day you were looking at one, and it was like, oh my god, Bella Hadid has cellulite. Yes.
I love seeing the, like...
Because it's like, literally, even those things...
It's genuinely, like, whatever. Like, I don't care if you edit your photos. I edit my photos. Like, we all do. Whether it be you edit a pimple out or smooth down some fucking lump that you have, whether or not you want to give them a big importance in your life. The Kardashians had a lot of impact
on our lives,
in our generation, in our society.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's why I was fearful, just over the fear of what we said earlier of, like, what's next. Like, the next thing is literally what's going to define our culture for the next, I don't know how long. Yeah. But the fact that they had 14 years of relevance is kind of stressful. You know, it's like
maybe that will
were
fall
really
off.
That's
great
what
for them.
I'd
be happy for them. They've already made their money.
Honestly, they probably should. They should.
They probably should.
They probably should want to. Although not many people watch the show anymore, there was so much leverage there into making them feel more realistic, because now they're truly just going to be on Instagram, or maybe one of them will get their own show or whatever.
YouTube channels.
Or YouTube channels. But like, I feel like even then they're still held to this weird standard where like the show kind of gave them some normalcy, some real like experiences that people could relate to, whether or not like they were rich or not. I feel like, you know, fighting with your fucking sisters, or
it just made it also the experience for like normal people funnier, because it's like they're fighting over
dumb
a Benz. And we're like, can't relate, oh my God, but this is hilarious.
The one time where
Chloe takes the car? Or Kim takes Chloe's car. What is it?
No, I know what you're talking about. But the part where when they went to like they went to Bora Bora,
and Kim dropped her
earrings. And she dropped her diamond earrings. She's like, it's a diamond.
People are dying, Kim.
Literally iconic moments. I feel like, how are you gonna make those anymore? You know, Courtney has had like this trajectory of like what to do next already without maybe even trying. I don't know. Maybe she is calculated like that, but I don't think she is.
Chris.
Maybe it's Chris. She's like, hey, Courtney, you're the next big thing. But she's been friends with like these smaller influencers, not smaller, but like influencers who
young or on different platforms,
or different platforms, and really like honing them in as like.
We're not sure if it's a mentorship moment, if it's a leverage moment.
It might be all of the above. Like, even as a mentor, you don't take somebody who you
can't gain anything
from. Like, it's always like something, you know. So I feel like she's just taking advantage of the moment, becoming friends with people who are.
She said the show was ending this season.
She said, I'm no longer on the show. Good luck, everybody. I'm going to make my influencer friends and stay relevant.
Yeah. You're saying you're scared, which I agree, it's scary. Like, change is scary. This is fucking funny just thinking, like, I'm scared that the Kardashians is over. We're not literally, like, scared.
I'm not fearful for them. Like,
or, like, for our lives.
For the fact that, like, my life is changing in any way. I'm literally scared about the way that, like, I'm just nervous, I should say, about what the next big thing is going to be, because they were the biggest thing for all of these years.
On one hand, I agree, and on the other,
it's really exciting at the same time.
Yes, I'm excited.
But it's also nerve-wracking. What if
we're just the next thing?
What the fuck do I have to offer, bitch?
With that kind of attitude, apparently nothing.
All I've learned from the Kardashians is you gotta be that bitch.
Fake it till you make it. We'll never ever stop being that.
I don't know, but I'm just saying I'm fucking nervous.
It's
like feeling where you like are going on a roller coaster.
You know? When you're about to drop.
Not even when you're about to drop. Like when you have no idea what
the ride looks like.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Like I might have fucking fun at the end of the day, but I don't know right now. I'm just nervous.
Life is scary. We're scared.
Period. But cultural reset. Let's do it. I'm fucking calling it. I mean, I felt like the world changing from the beginning, like when we were talking about COVID and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it literally felt like the end of the world, not for like pandemic reasons, but I just feel like the energy has shifted so much, and I feel like this is just literally like another, like a cherry on top, that like it's like almost it's like for real. Listen everybody, I'm actually changing.
2020 has been like people dying, like normal people from COVID dying, celebrities dying, tragedies, natural disasters,
like also like information coming out that's like
apparently there's aliens,
sex trafficking, like all of that shit is just out now. I feel like there's a whole new world waiting to be explored. It's scary, it's nerve-wracking, but I'm hoping that brings change, that more of a utopia world is coming. Even though it's far-fetched.
We can for sure dream on that one. We for sure can.
Sam said,
I'm the realistic one right here, and you're gonna say no.
You said, good job. After I'm like, utopia world, I'm so excited for you, and you go, good job.
Like, see, she is positive, guys. She's being positive about this change. She's not scared no more.
I just want to leave this disclaimer.
Oh no, I'm scared.
I don't hate the Kardashians.
Oh, no.
Let them be. I'm sure they're people too.
I don't hate you for your life.
They don't have anything to be. Nope, they do have a lot to be shamed for, but I don't hate them. And let's put this into this podcast though, and let's affirm it that we will be having a cultural reset, and we've called it.
And it's a positive one.
Have good vibes, guys, and catch you next Thursday.